Hi everybody, Dana Sparks, broker of Maximum One Greater Atlanta Realtors, and today's contract tip has to do with how to fill out a contract when a buyer and a seller are, the seller is selling and a buyer is buying a condominium. So let's look at condominium. What is it? What forms do you need? So forth and so on. So a condominium does not refer to style, even though a lot of agents as well as the public use that term when referring to a style, typically meaning attached dwellings, and more specifically, usually meaning attached one-story dwellings. Condominium in real estate, however, refers to a type of property ownership. In a condominium ownership, the opposite of condominium ownership would be fee simple ownership. In fee simple ownership, when you buy something, you are buying the whole thing. You are buying the land from the center of the earth up into infinity and the improvements on the land. You own the whole thing. That's fee simple ownership. For condominium ownership, it is a form of property ownership, again, usually involving multiple unit dwellings, where the person owns his or her individual unit. And the common areas are owned in common. All the members of that condominium share in the costs and the maintenance, responsibilities and rights and obligations of the common areas, including usually the land, the outside of the dwelling, the roof of the building for attached units, so forth and so on. So that's the difference between the definition of a condominium. And a condominium ownership can be a dwelling that is only one story or that is two stories. So the style and the number of the stories don't really relate to that word in and of itself. So what do you do as an agent regarding the contracts? Well, in the GAR contract form, if you're filling out a purchase and sale agreement, it says in the purchase and sale agreement under the legal description. Well, let me back up. How do you know if a property is a condominium or fee simple? Well, that would be in the warranty deed. That would be located on the warranty deed of the property in and of itself. So when you're filling out a purchase and sale agreement, it specifically states in the legal description, if it is a condominium, you must attach GAR, Georgia Association of Realtors Form F204 Condominium Resale Purchase and Sale Agreement. And so what does that have on there? Well, on that, it is an exhibit and it does have the legal description as well as a disclosure regarding the common expense assessments and that the common elements are sold as is. In addition, if you are an agent involved with a buyer or a seller and they are selling a condominium, you should also, if you're on the listing side, have the seller fill out the seller's property disclosure statement, the condominium exhibit. It is a separate exhibit from a fee simple seller's property disclosure statement, and that is GAR, Georgia Association of Realtors Form F304, seller's property disclosure statement, condominium exhibit. And if you are working with a buyer purchasing a condominium, you definitely want to make sure that they get a copy of the consumer brochure, what to consider when buying a home in a condominium. And then the last form that you absolutely want to make sure that your buyer and seller get a copy of would be the GAR Form F322, the Community Association Disclosure Exhibit, because that does describe fees and assessments and so forth and so on. So this was just a really, really quick contract tip. Just wanted to briefly go over the difference between condominium ownership versus fee simple ownership and the contract forms available to you as an agent to help your buyer and seller sell a condominium versus a fee simple property, regardless of the style, regardless if it's attached or detached. Thank you guys so much for watching. Dana Sparks, broker of Maximum One Greater Atlanta Realtors. satisfying your needs with service, innovation, and education.